Hey, yo, what's up, YouTube? It's your boy Ashton Jackson, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the Dallas Cowboys trading for Joe Milton III. I already talked about that, about him in depth 5 days ago. I posted a video right here. Last Sunday, not the one that previous, but the Sunday before that, I talked about Joe Milton possibly being a backup quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys, and I went more in depth, really just saying how he's really just for me a change of pace type of quarterback where he comes in, and I don't feel too bad that if Dak Prescott goes down in terms of, I think the season is over if Joe Milton comes in and plays quarterback. No, I think Joe Milton for sure can come in, and when he does play quarterback, I do feel that he can take over a game, and I do feel that when he comes in, he can at least keep the hopes and keep the season alive, just for what the traits that he's shown, whether it was when he played college at Tennessee or that last regular season game that he played with the New England Patriots. He has a huge arm. He's 6'5". He weighs 240 plus pounds. He's a 4'5", 4'6" athlete. He has an arm similar to that Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes type of arm where he can roll one way, throw 40 yards, 50 yards, 60 yards down the field, just standing up straight in the pocket. He can make throws. Obviously, the trade inquired that the Patriots are sending us a 7th-round pick, and we're sending them a 5th-round pick. I like the move. Had we done something similar like this for Trey Lance, I think that would have been a lot smarter for us if we had did that 2 seasons ago. But what it could have, should have, didn't happen. But I am glad that we did give up a 5th-round pick for Joe Milton. I would have liked to give up a 6th-round pick. That could have potentially been a 4th-round pick in next year's draft class. Like I would have given up, next year's 6, and then if Joe Milton starts and if Joe Milton does reaches X amount of goals, he can end up being a starting quarterback for you, or not starting quarterback, but you can give him a 4th-round pick. But if he ends up being a starting quarterback, leads us to somewhere, and we have major success when he plays, then that can be a bigger pick. But again, I believe the Dallas Cowboys were going to send a 5th-round pick anyway to go get they're going to spend a 5th-round pick on a quarterback anyway. And quarterbacks that probably would have been available to you in the 5th round are probably quarterbacks that don't fit their mold. It probably would have been like a Curtis Warwick. I talked about him being a backup option, but I don't think he's going to be that. I don't think Will Howard would possibly have made it that far. But if Will Howard had made it that far, I think Will Howard will be a solid quarterback in this league just for what he was able to do in Ohio State, playing in a pro-style type of offense, and Chip Kelly. And, he would have played a lot of great ball here. I feel like he would have been solid. But again, trading for Joe Milton, change of pace type of quarterback, way different than Dak Prescott. I feel that he can learn underneath the wings of a Dak Prescott. He's coming into the 2nd year of his 4th year of his rookie deal, which really times up in the Dak Prescott timeline pretty perfectly, because right now we're just entering in the 4-year deal that the Dallas Cowboys just gave him again. So, coming into that deal, you have at least 2 more years of what you can see out of Joe Milton, which will leave at least 2 more years on Dak Prescott's contract. And once you get to that, that 3rd year of his 4th-year deal, you're probably going to be looking to replace Dak Prescott around 2027, 2028. So you're either, depending on how your season goes that season or the next season, if you like Joe Milton and we're picking low or late into the 1st round, then Joe Milton could potentially be your starting quarterback, depending on how he develops and how well he plays when he does get his turn, whether it's in the preseason, whether it's in the regular season, if he does have to play in case Dak Prescott goes down. I do feel confident in a Joe Milton way more than I did a Trey Lance. I still feel like Trey Lance can play in this league. But I'm not going to backtrack. But I did say that I do feel that if he goes to the CFL and he plays a few years there, it doesn't have to be 4, 5, 6 years, no. But I feel like if he goes to the CFL, he plays ball, he gains a lot more experience. I feel that he can go play. Just for the simple fact is that I don't think a lot of teams in this league are going to give him a chance, just because former 1st-round pick, now they're spending a lot of draft capital in him. The people feel that Kyle Shanahan is this guru, super guru, type of play caller, which he's a damn good play caller, but the way he manages his game is something different. But people kind of viewed him different when he played for the 49ers, couldn't beat out Jimmy Garoppolo, gets hurt, gets replaced by Mr. Irrelevant in 2022, and then the Niners go take off Purdy instead of Trey Lance, and then he goes to Dallas. Dallas trades for him. Dak Prescott gets hurt, and he doesn't beat out Cooper Rush. I think the league as a whole viewed that, and I guess that rubbed people the wrong way, whoever would have liked to have, gotten Trey Lance, because Trey Lance had, teams wondering about him, inquiring about him, whether it was Bills, whether it was the Ravens, so he had plenty of teams that wanted him, so including Dallas. So, prayerfully he figures out what he needs to do and what he needs to do to get better in this league and play. But I think it's going to be tough for him to play with a less amount of experience that he does have. And, but I still feel like Trey Lance can play, but I just don't think it's right now. I think if he goes to CFL, play some years, he'll come back, he'll be all right. But again, in and out the video, man, I really do like this trade that we got for Joe Milton. I felt that out of all the backup options that I talked about in that video that I posted just not that long ago, which will be my second latest video on my page, I said that I felt like he would have been the best one just because of his traits. He was similar to Josh Allen in terms of height, size. No, is he not? He's not a dog or a dude like Josh Allen, but he has similar type traits. Big arm, huge arm, can run the ball, can outrun defenders. He's gonna get caught down by a nose tech. None of that. So I really like the move that we did make, and I have another video coming out soon. I have a mock draft, and I literally this morning, midnight, I was watching film and everything on certain prospects, in which I'm gonna break down in my next video. So that's about it for the video. Hope you guys have a nice day. Stay safe, stay blessed. Bye.